Just last week, we were speaking to Lisa Su, the AMD CEO, about the move from training to inference. It's a sizable chunk of change you've managed to raise. I guess the best starting place, what will you use the cash for?
So the first thing is that we're going to build out about 108,000 of our LPU chips, or language processing units. To put that in perspective, you mentioned Hopper, the NVIDIA GPU. Last year, they shipped about 500,000, so this would be about 20% of what they shipped last year. Secondly, we intend to hire significantly. We're building out a lot of features. We actually offer a token as a service business where people can just use our hardware without having to buy it. And then we are looking at some acquisitions going forward as well.
Strategically, when did Groq sort of say, okay, inference needs to be our focus, and how is it helping you get ahead? There's lots been discussed on this program about the many startups and companies working on training large language models from many hundreds of billions of parameters to smaller models. You have a more narrow focus, Jonathan.
Yeah, so Groq from the beginning is focused on inference. And the reason is training at this point is a well-solved problem, and we always knew that it would be. My background, I actually started the Google TPU chip, and we actually started with inference there because we're actually able to train the models. We just couldn't afford to put them in production. Typically, whatever you spend on training, you will continue to spend going forward, but you're going to spend 10 to 20 times that much putting it into production. You spend money to make the models, you make your money with inference. It's also a scale game. And so we've been focused on this since day one.
There's also sort of a relationship and talent conversation to be had. Yann LeCun over at Meta is going to be your new technical advisor, which was in the news as well. Why is that important to you?
So Yann LeCun is legendary in this industry. He won the Turing Award for being one of the 3 people who invented the algorithms that make modern AI work. And of course, Yann LeCun is very centrally positioned in terms of AI. He's also pushing very heavily for open source models or open weights models. And this is something that's important for the industry. Groq actually wouldn't exist today if it wasn't for open source models. We'd actually built the world's best chips, but if we didn't also have the software to run on it, we wouldn't be able to demonstrate that. And so the Llama models from Meta effectively are the Linux of the generative age, and it's enabling people to get into the AI business without having to train the models themselves.